Hey, today I'm going to talk about Luca, Fools Rush In, and Desperado. I feel like I wear this shirt a lot, but I also like this shirt a lot, so deal with it. My mom got it for me for Christmas. No, Santa got it for me for Christmas. What am I saying? Oh my god. First up is Luca. This is a brand new Pixar movie. I'm sure you're very well aware of it. I was very, very hyped for this movie, and I would say lived up to the hype. If you're unfamiliar about the premise, it's about a boy who is a sea monster guy, but when he gets dry, he can turn into a human. It was kind of hard for me to decide where I wanted to rank this movie, because it took me a while to get into it. I really did not care for the mom. She is just so overbearing and smothering and just like the worst type of person. She's definitely a very real person. I've met that type of person before, but it's not enjoyable to see. Thankfully, Luca doesn't spend a whole ton of time with her, and honestly, I would say she actually has the best line of the movie. But once Luca meets Alberto, the movie definitely picks up, and then once he meets Julia, it shines. The movie gets so good then. I love Julia so much. She's so funny and so confident and strong and such a badass. I'm just like, she's goals. She is definitely hashtag goals. I also loved her dad a bunch, and the cat was so funny. Oh my gosh. It was really just the mom that was kind of frustrating. And I really wasn't a huge fan of the villain. He was kind of just obnoxious. But I did like that, that's just who he was. There wasn't like some tragic backstory or something. He was just a rich jerk, and that's who he was. The thing I love most about this movie, though, is the messaging. It has such an incredible message. And the mom perfectly summarized it, that Luca, he's different and not everyone's gonna accept him for who he is, but there are certain people out there who will accept him, and he is really good at finding those people. It's just a great message in general, and surface level reading of it, it's just like outsiders, weirdos, or just kind of people in general. Like, you're gonna find your group of people. It's gonna take some work sometimes, but you can find a group of people. But looking at it more deeper, it's very clear it's gay coding. When that gets talked about, some people are interpreting that as like, oh, he's just saying Alberto and Luca were supposed to hook up. They're gonna do stuff eventually, and I'm like, no, that's not what the movie is. And I'm not even saying that Luca is gay. He's a metaphor. It's Disney, so they're not going to say that, but it's clearly that. This movie reminded me a lot of Call Me By Your Name, particularly because that movie is a movie about nostalgia for the joys of summer vacation, just that freeness there. And then it's also a gay love story type of thing. And I think Luca does the same things that movie does, except way better. I could really feel the summer nostalgia stuff in this movie way more than that movie. And then all of the gay stuff I could definitely feel and relate to a lot more here. So yeah, I definitely recommend this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You're in for a good gay fun time. Next up is Fools Rush In. This is a 1997 movie starring Matthew Perry and Salma Hayek, my third one of her. The basic premise is that after a chance encounter, one night stand, Salma Hayek gets pregnant, and then they decide to get married and try living a life together. It's an incredibly adorable, feel-good movie, and it makes you feel so dang good. I legit cried at one point. It was the part where Matthew Perry was building up to propose to her, and what he's saying wasn't the most original of things, but it just hit me, and I'm just like, why? Stop! Why am I crying? Stop it! Stop it! It's so bright! Stop it, Matthew Perry! Stop it! Oh my god, I'm emotional now. I'm just thinking about it. Both the leads gave incredible performances. I was constantly legit blown away with how good they both were. You could really feel the love between them, just the way that Matthew Perry would look at her. It's not a, oh, you're so hot type of thing. It's more just I genuinely love and care for you as a person. You could get giant, fat, ugly, disformed, whatever. He doesn't say that, but that's the look he gives. He's like, I'm still gonna love you no matter what. And it's just, you fall in love with it. He's not the most handsome dude, but I would fall for that. Even their first scene together was so good because yes, Salma Hayek's gorgeous and anyone would be like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, Salma Hayek. You can come in front of me in line, that's fine. He doesn't let her do that. Instead, he has a conversation with her where he falls for who she is as a person, and it was so well done. I didn't put this movie in the really liked category, and it's hard for me to articulate exactly what it is that I didn't like about this movie. If I were to guess, it kind of feels like there's a bunch of stuff missing from this movie. Like they cut it down so it was like just at 90 minutes. Like they really built up her ex-boyfriend slash almost ex-fiance character, but then there was no payoff with that. And I think there was a storyline there, and there's a lot of other little things where I'm just like, it feels like there's something not there right now. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie and 100% recommend it. If you want a good feel-good movie, this is gonna make you feel good. You might not cry like I did, but it was a delight. And lastly is Desperado. This is a 1995 Robert Rodriguez movie. And the basic premise is Antonio Banderas plays this desperado who is on the search for the man who killed his wife. And along the way, he runs into Salma Hayek, who is just ridiculously beautiful. And so, of course, he has to spend a lot of time with her. This is Robert Rodriguez's second film. I've seen parts of this movie. I've definitely seen the opening scene before and some of the action scenes, but I've never seen the entire thing. It was fine. I thought the movie was fine. The action stuff was definitely the standout of it. There was some really incredible action. I think the main issue with the movie is pacing and editing. That scenes tended to go on for too long. Like there are a few action scenes that I'm just like, oh, this is cool, but we need to be done. Or just even regular talking scenes went on too long. And there were also just some like bad editing choices where I was just like very aware of the cuts being made, and I'm like, that's never a good thing. The opening scene is a prime example of both of those things. There were just like some really weird cuts, like especially when Steve Buscemi was walking, it was just like that was weird. And then like that was an interesting scene, but then it was like the scene just went on for too long and I lost interest in it, and then it took me a bit to get back interested in the movie again. But overall, I still enjoyed myself and had a good fun time with it. I've seen most of Robert Rodriguez's filmography, and I would definitely say that he's improved since this. Again, this is his second film ever, so it's okay if like he hasn't quite mastered the art of filmmaking yet. Yeah, it was good. It was a good fun time. I would recommend if you want like a turn your brain off action movie type of thing. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Luca sitting at number 43 in the really liked category. It's literally just above Raya and the Last Dragon. And then after that is Fools Rush In, sitting at number 63 in the quite like section. And then bringing up the rear is Desperado, sitting at number 111 in the liked category. And this is out of a total of 174 movies so far this year.